What's up, good people? How y'all doing? Once this song is over, we're gonna get online. Or get on the air, I mean. Whew. What's up, Daryl? Yeah. What's up, Sherry? How you doing? Yeah, just waiting for the song to go off before we get on the air. Give myself about 5 minutes to rest. Just get off work. Oh man, I am tired, man. Yeah, we miss you too, Daryl. We gotta hook up sooner or later, man. It'd be good to have you here. Yeah. Appreciate it, Sherry. You too. You keep on fighting too. Yeah, we gotta keep fighting, man. Regardless of what it look like and what people say, man. You still gotta fight. Always. Always gotta keep fighting. Ooh. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of the 623 Lives Matter show on WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. Thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody that's watching on Facebook Live, thank you for tuning in. Everybody that listen on the radio, airwaves, thank you for tuning in as well. I hope you guys are going home safe. If you're going into work, hope you get there safe. And if you're already working, we hope you have a good day. Before we get started, I want to give an update on our brother Will Smith. He works on the preload midnight sort at PHL. He was in a bad car accident yesterday leaving from work. And his car is totaled, but he is okay. The person that he hit is okay. He just has bruised lungs, but he is okay. You know, he's a little sore. I talked to him last night before I went into work, and he, you know, he's a little like he's you know, you could tell that he's shook up about it. So to just keep him in our prayers, you know, call him. You know, he wanted me to let you guys know that he's doing okay, and he should be back to work. He's trying to come back tomorrow, but I'm hoping he doesn't rush it. He's no spring chicken. All you guys know he's in his 60s, so I think he needs to take it easy a little bit and let him, you know, at least wait until next week. But you know, we'll see. Now, getting right to it, you guys know that last week we had 16 weeks. This week, 15 weeks until the voting starts. And you guys know that we are running for office. You know, we feel as though that for over the last decade, there's been a big issue with complacency and transparency and bad contract negotiations, and there's been a lot of things that has been going on. And our members deserve better. And that was the impetus for our run. A lot of people think that we ran because of this whole team care, and that was part of it, but that was not the biggest issue. So for all the people that, you know, seem to think they know why, especially for me, because everybody knows in 2013 I supported our e-board, I mean, like nobody else. I really thought that they had our best interests at heart. And I'm not, you know, ashamed to say that, because it's the truth. And I never have been, nor will I ever will be ashamed of the truth. And the truth is, I really thought that they had our best interests at heart. And that's why I supported them for, you know, years. And you know, when 2013 happened, man, and my eyes were opened up, and, you know, I just believed that, you know, there is no way that your leaders will lie and just fabricate and just do whatever they could to stay in office, even use your own loyalty against you for their benefit. So a lot of people don't know this, and I'm going to say this again. And anybody that don't believe me, I'm glad I had somebody there with me. And you can check my story with our brother from Oregon Avenue. He's the shop steward, I believe, for the Twilight Sword. His name is Harry Brown. And you can double check it with him, what I'm about to tell you. Now, after 2013, there was a governor's race here in Pennsylvania. It was the first term for our governor, Tom Wolf. And during that time, I was taking off the job to try to get Tom Wolf elected, because, you know, we wanted to try to stop right-to-work legislation, and Tom Wolf was for unions and workers' rights and labor, so they was just no-brainer. So I was taking off the job for that purpose, to try to make sure that this guy gets elected. So during that whole time, we had a meeting with our e-board. It was me, it was then principal officer George Ruggieri, it was Bill Morris was there, Bill Shanahan was there, Joan McGovern was there, and Rob Whartonby was there, and I was there, and Harry Brown was there. So once the contract got implemented, you know, it was implemented, I believe, in April, either April or May. And so Tom Wolf election was going on during the fall, summer. So we had a conversation, and I went to them and I said, hey, listen, the members are not happy with how you guys handled the contract. You know, you lied to us. Everything you said that was going to be is not. We don't see you down at the hub, but, you know, what's going on? The message the hall gave me, and I will never forget it. And you guys can check my story. Check it, please. Call him. If you see him tonight, let him know. He'll vouch, because he was there, Harry Brown. And I said, listen, you know, these are the things the members are concerned about, you know, what's going on. The message that was given to me was this. You go back, Hook, and tell the members to stop crying, pull their pants up, and this is what they're going to get. And at that moment, I knew right then that this was not for me. I did not sign up to sell out members or to turn my back on them for a title or a position. It was at that moment where there was a big divide. And, you know, we had some words, we went back and forth a little bit, but there is no way a leader should tell somebody who wants to do the right thing, trying to do the right thing, needs to do the right thing to protect their members, and that's their answer, especially when they have been loyal and vital part to them staying in office. And so when they did this, that's when the divide happened. I did it privately. I talked to them. Then I talked about it in the shop steward meeting, and it was a big uproar in there about that. So this just didn't happen overnight. There was a big disconnect and divide between us and them, and ever since then, instead of complaining about why they're doing it, instead of complaining about we need change, we decided to do something about it. Because complaining, it doesn't work. Sitting on the sideline doesn't work. Watching and not doing anything. There is no magic to it. There is no formula to it. We just have to get involved. We can't keep passing the buck, like I said earlier. You can't keep saying, I'm going to wait until somebody else do it. I'm going to wait until this person gets involved. Well, that person may not get involved. So while you're waiting, things still are crumbling all around us. Contracts keep getting worse. Representation keep getting worse. The company is continuously dominating all of our members, and they just don't care. So in 15 weeks, we have a decision to make. Either you want change, or you want to keep going down the same road of complacency, of capitulation, of just complete domination by the company, by the IBT and HAFA, and just lack of enthusiasm from an Eboard that makes a living off of our dues. And I don't really think people understand that they make a living off of our dues. That's a lot right there. If we don't pay dues, they don't live like they live. We don't get some of the things that we get. But you guys got to make a decision on who you want representing you. Hey, Hector, what's up, man? I see you guys, man. You guys are really tearing it up there, man. Hopefully, I'm praying and we're fighting out here that come January, we'll be able to do the same thing. We'll be able to follow your lead up there in Local 804, man. You guys are doing a great job up there. And I'm hoping that a lot of our members here are paying attention, because a lot of people are still concerned about this whole, oh man, we don't want a third slate. And I get that, and I understand it, and it will be beneficial to the incumbents if there is more than just us running. And it's a possibility that could be, and that's fine. This is America. This union is a democratic union. It's a democratic process. Everybody has a right to run. Like I said, I brought up 804 for a reason. They had 4 slates run, 4, and they still took out the incumbents, because the incumbents are just like our incumbents. They don't educate the members. They didn't educate the members. They stood by with HAFA, and they let the company do whatever they wanted to do, just like our incumbents here. Another local in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, did the same thing. Local 767, they had 4 slates run. They also took out their incumbents. You know why? Because their incumbents were just like our incumbents. They let the company do whatever they wanted to do. They didn't stand up to the IBT or HAFA. And look what happened. They got voted out. We need to do the same thing here in Local 623. I can keep coming on here on this show every week, keep going to the gates every week, put in grievances every day, do everything I'm supposed to do. All that will mean nothing if people don't vote. I'm going to take that back. It will mean something, even if people don't vote, because fighting for people is not predicated on if people vote or not. Regardless if people vote, just like, they didn't vote for us. They did vote for us, just not enough of them voted. We still fought. We still will fight, because it's not about the office. It's not about the title. It's about protecting and preserving and fighting the company and standing up to the IBT when they don't back our members. That's what it's about. And if we don't get the right people in office, man, you can forget it. It's just that simple. You can forget it. Now, this past Saturday, we put the finishing touches to our slate, and it's a very, very good slate. I'm encouraged by some of the things that we're trying to do and will do. We got some good people there. We got some, call him a newcomer, even though he's been around for a while. He has a lot of ideas, and one thing I've learned, the leader shouldn't be the smartest person. Well, Hector, what you can do is, if I can hit you, I think if you want to join in, and we can do dual FaceTime, do Facebook Live, like I did with Joey Mitchell. All you gotta do is say you want to join in, and I can join you in like that. So that's how we can do it. But yeah, like I was saying, the leader needs to have the right people around him. He doesn't have to be the best, doesn't have to be the smartest, doesn't have to be all, whatever. He just has to have the right people to fulfill the vision and the goal of the team. And I think we've done that. I think we've done that, and I can't wait. I can't wait till everybody knows who they are. We want to do it, right and professional. So be on the lookout for that. Also, this weekend we're going to be at this Friday. We're going to be at Oregon Avenue on both gates, the Wickako Street and the Oregon Avenue side. We're going to be doing our second annual Father's Day celebration. Last year when we did it, it was really, really good turnout. And we focused it around the contract, keeping everybody informed and letting everybody know what's going on. This year, we're going to do it around our election. We're going to be handing out flyers, letting you know what's going on, with that, because a lot of people don't know about the retro. They don't know when they're going to get it. We're going to be talking to our newer members, because a lot of our newer members, this is their first union job, and they have no idea their rights. They don't have no idea what to do and what not to do. I talked to a young lady last night, and in my area, she's been there since March. And I talked to her about a contract, talked to her about what she could do, what she couldn't do. And this was her first union job, Then I talked to another one of our members upstairs. She's been here for about a month. Same thing. I'm doing whatever we can to let our members know that this is a union and you have rights, and you gotta hold the company to the contract. So, and that's what I've been doing inside. And of course, outside we've been at the gates pretty much all we can. I was there last Saturday, and I know a lot of you guys saw the video I did with one of our part-timers that was there, that been here for about 16, 17 years. And he talked about transparency and how in this local that we don't have it. And that's why we wanted to get that bylaw amendment passed, because that was the main thing that we didn't have. And just think about it. Just go back over the years, especially this year. We didn't know anything. You asked our principal officer about the contract, he told you to go to the UPS Rising app. That's not leadership. If I'm asking the principal officer, a person I'm paying all this money to, and he tells me to go to an app to find out the information I need, that's not good. I'm asking you for a reason, because I can't find out why the $6 million shortfall was in the pension. The app didn't say anything about that. And we still don't even know why that pension shortfall came like that. We don't know. All they told us that if we didn't vote yeah the first time, that they was going to take part of our raise and put it toward the pension. But there was no paperwork to tell us that. And that, to me, that's not leadership, man. It's like somebody trying to bully us into doing what they want to do because they don't want to fight. If you look at what happened in the Western PA, they had the same exact language. They fought, they got improvements, and the company picked up their pension shortfall. We could have had that same thing here. But when you don't have... no, I'm not. I got your message, brother. No, I'm not. The only way that would happen is if our members here would have to say something about it. Now, if they support them, then... as their leaders, that we would have to support them, because we're not going to go against what the members say. That's what our Eboard did this past convention. They were too afraid to stand up, and they decided to protest in silence. And they try to sabotage the whole thing about us going out there. And those things, to me, I will never forget. Me personally, I will never forget, because as a person who tries to fight the right way, try to protect the members the right way, and when your leaders try to undermine you and try to fight you every step of the way, I think that is an issue, and that is a big problem that we have in this local. You know what I mean? The leaders shouldn't be trying to undermine the members. You know what I mean? We already paying you. Our debt has already been paid every week. When they get that money, our debts are paid. And then, we need to, hold them accountable for what they don't do. That's why it is very, very important that you guys pay attention. And I hope you guys have been paying attention over the last 4 years. Like I said, I've been harping on this, and I'm gonna keep harping on this. 37 slate votes are the reason why these guys are still, and all of them are still in office. If we would have went to the individual vote count after the slate votes, if we would have went in there, you know, even, they would have lost 3 seats. That's why I keep telling people it is very, very important to vote for the slate. I understand that you may not like this person, you may not like that person, Hooker, you two, you know, this, that, and other, whatever your issue is with me. Listen, nobody is perfect, I get it, but don't let that stop you from ridding our local of this problem. It is a problem. It's past, well, if they're going to get it right and let's just give them another chance. No, we're past all that. How many chances are we going to give them? How many? How many? How many? This is it. And I never forget, a feeder driver asked me in 2016 after the vote count. He came up to me and said, Hooker, what more could you guys have done? What more? We was at the gates. We was over here. We was over there. We was doing everything, and we still lost. So this time, we amped it up. We amped it up a whole lot. We were more aggressive. We was more in your face. I will admit, in 2016, I was a little afraid and timid because I didn't want to make a mistake. I felt like I had to say everything perfect and dot all my I's and cross all my T's. And if I didn't do it, oh man, the whole election was over. That all changed for me during the course of this time because I knew I was going to make a mistake, and I will make some mistakes. I know I'm not perfect, but all that timid and being afraid and fearful, those days are over because this is serious right here. You know, we got a lot of people counting on us to win, and they gave us that responsibility to win and being the leader of this team. It is my responsibility to make sure we win, and I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power that I can do to make sure that when November the 4th comes and that last ballot is counted, the members will get their local back. That's the goal. That's the plan. We need you guys to help us get there. You guys see what we've been about. And today I wanted to really talk about the ATM committee. You guys know about our bylaw amendment. You've seen it. You know what it's for. It's to give the member more power at negotiations, and not only negotiations, but throughout the course of the term of whoever's in office. That's what it's going to build upon, transparency and education. Because if you have more transparency and more education, then you're going to get more participation. And that's the goal. The end goal is to stop UPS from doing what they've been doing to us over these past few years. We can't do this in the same state with the same leadership. It's not going to work. The only way to stop UPS, we got to get more participation from our members. The only way to do that, we got to repair that relationship between the members and their leaders. That's where the ATM committee comes in at. Now, the ATM committee stands for Advisory Team Member. That's what it stands for. And the premise works basically like an ATM. Everybody knows how ATM works. You put your money in the bank, you deposit it, however you do it. You go up there or, you know, direct deposit. But when you go to the ATM, you cannot pull more out of your bank account that's there. If you don't deposit anything in it, you're not going to be able to get anything out of it. And that's what we're going to do in our membership. We're going to deposit as much education. We're going to show them as much transparency. Because when it comes time for us to need them for rallies against the company, rallies against legislations, against unions, whatever we need them to do, we're going to lean on the fact that we have deposited in them the tools they need for us to help them. And vice versa. We need them to deposit in us. Tell us what's going on. But you can't tell us if we're not there. And that's the problem. No one is there. So we're going to be there. We're going to do the building raids. We're going to do all that kind of stuff to let the members know that we have their back. Because right now, everybody knows our local leaders do not have our back. They have some people's back because they support them. But rather you support us or not, we're going to have your back. If you don't vote for us or not, we're going to have your back. Why? Because that's what leadership is. Leadership ain't picking and choosing. We're going to lead the whole local. We're going to serve the whole local. That's what leading is. The leading is serving. We're not here to rule. We're here to serve. That's the thing. These guys want to rule. You tell them this, you tell them that. They want to get upset and all this other kind of stuff. Try to sabotage you and make you look bad and But that's not leadership. That's not servanthood, and that's what we got to fix. We got to change all that in this local, and we will. It's going to take some time, but with the members' help, we're going to do it. That's the plan. The plan is to repair that relationship between the member and the leader. Right now, there is a big divide between the two, and the only way to fix it, we have to be there for our members. This committee will help us do that. This committee will meet once every quarter. I wanted to have at least about 12 people on the committee. That's the ideal. We'll have 6 from Oregon Avenue, or 5 from Oregon Avenue, 5 from PHL, 2 from Greyhound. I want to get the Greyhound members more involved. I want to know what's going on with them. I want them to know what's going on with us. Because it would be good to have them at the gates with us. And it'd be because they got a contract next year that they're going to be negotiating. And it will be good for us to be there for them and vice versa. Because, a lot of people always say, well, you never see them at the hall. Because they probably think this is just a UPS local. No, this is a 623 local. If you're a member of 623, then you're a big part of the local. Doesn't matter if you work for Greyhound or UPS. We all a family. And we got to bridge that divide between us members as well. You know what I mean? In order for us to win against the company, and that's the ultimate goal, we all got to work together. But it's not going to change until we repair that relationship. So I'm thankful and I'm hopeful and I'm grateful that we have this opportunity to do this. Like I said, 15 weeks. I think we will win, regardless of how many slates. I know a lot of people have, like I said, expressed their concern about, other slates, but I'm telling you guys, you got to stop wearing out people who haven't done anything. And that's what I had to focus on as well. Victorious people don't worry about people who's already been defeated. These guys whoever comes up hasn't done anything. Nothing at all. And it's not me being cocky or arrogant, it's just the truth. Nobody has done any, like the brother said on Saturday on the video. He said it better than I could ever say, and it wasn't me. He said, you guys have been the only people out here trying to do something for the people. Another brother approached me. He said, listen, if 623 Lives Matter, if you guys just stop today, you just stopped, then nobody would know anything. And that's the truth. You wouldn't know anything at all. So, it's up to you guys ultimately of what you want. Like I keep saying, and the new catchphrase is going to be, if you want better, vote better. That we're going to put it on shirts. We're going to put it everywhere. That's the new catchphrase. If you want better, vote better. I mean, that's just the bottom line. We can't keep complaining to each other. Oh, man, these guys ain't doing the job. They let the company do whatever they do. What you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Complaining to us, we appreciate it that you feel comfortable and telling us the problems, but unless you put us in a position to really, really affect what's bothering you, what you're complaining about, then it's not going to happen. It's really not. Now, in a few weeks, probably a month or 2 months, man, our incumbents, man, they're gonna be at the gates. They're gonna be begging for your vote. They're gonna be doing all the things that they should have been doing all this while. But I'm gonna be honest with you. They really feel as though they still have a shot, even after all this stuff we've done, because they understand and realize that people do not vote. And the same people that probably tell us, hey man, we got you, I'm probably telling them the same thing, that they got them. So, you know, I never go back, you know, after what happened in 2016, I never, you know, hold water to what people say anymore. I look at what the vote says, and I'm going to throw this out there too for free. If you go back and you count every last vote, if you combine the two slates that were against the incumbents, there were more votes cast in 2016 against their leadership than for their leadership. So that ought to tell you something. There's more people in 2016 that didn't want them than did. But because of the way the votes fell, they got back in office. We can't let that happen this time. What's up, man? What you got? Uh-oh.
I think a little bit of it is some people might be a little afraid because like the Eboard's been in there for so long,
right?
And sometimes human nature is you're afraid of change,
right?
But in life, change is necessary.
Exactly.
And in this situation, it's necessary. I mean, you can't stay in the same rut. It's like the definition of insanity. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result.
Exactly.
And that's what these guys are doing. They're doing the same thing, and they expect the same result because they are banking on people not voting.
Yeah.
They're banking on people being afraid of change. They're banking on all these things. That's why they don't even try. I had a guy asked me the other day. See, Clarence, I signed a bid. You know who got it? I said, nah. He said, well, how can I find out if I got that? I said, well, when you signed the bid? He said, about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I said, dude, I don't know. I said, but he said, yeah, but you're the steward. I said, yeah, but they don't tell us who wins these bids, so we don't know. And they bank on you guys not knowing. They are not interested in transparency at all. The more you don't know, the more
the better
they
for
win.
them. Yeah, the better for them.
Benefits them. The more you don't know, the more they benefits.
Right.
This way, they manipulate the contract that way. That's why the contract is written so vaguely, so they can manipulate the way they want, and they're banking on you not knowing. So as long as you don't know or you're not educated, then it benefits them. That's why they have no interest in educating us about anything, especially union matters.
Right, exactly.
What's going on, Joe?
What you got, Joe? What you got?
Feed is the bottom, bro. Feed is the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes. The guys in progression in the feeder department are not getting their 70-cent raise.
What?
Guys from all the guys that have seniority before August 1st, 2018 are not getting their 70-cent raise that they're entitled to, plus the bump up in progression, right? They contacted Billy Morris. Billy Morris met with labor. Ray Atkinson sent out a message text to everybody that was involved, I guess, saying that they're not going to get the 70 cents and that labor and Billy Morris agrees. I contacted Shanahan and asked for his opinion in it. The answer that I kind of got back when I asked was that all full-time employees as of August 1st, 2018 get the progression raise. The answer came back, Article 22.3s get it. I showed that to the feeder guy that I know, right, at work. Mm-hmm. He said, does that even answer your question? So and that was like the issue that came down.
But so why would they do that? I mean, you can't say this classification of full-timers get it, but this class doesn't. That's more division.
Correct.
That's what the company wants. The company wins with that. Right. So why would they agree to that? So why would they agree to that, Joe?
Yeah, it's Billy Morris. Who's got his phone number? Let's call him. That's what I want to do.
He was down at the hub today. I wish I would have known. I would have asked him.
He what?
He was at PHL today.
Where was it? You seen him?
It's election time, man.
You seen him?
Yeah, it's election time.
He's got to pump up.
Yeah, it's election
time.
Got
to pump sport. I seen him sitting there talking with certain people while the operation was still going, wrapping up at the end of the day.
Come in, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yesterday.
You ain't got to ask Billy Morris. I'm going to tell you what Billy Morris is going to say. It is what it is. That's what he's going to tell you.
Well, that answer's got to go.
Well,
I think, and I tell you this much, I think everybody that's been in there, from George to Shanahan, knows that Billy Morris has to go. And the only reason why he's not has gone yet is because he's on the air committee and he knows people international, and they're worried about somehow getting retaliated themselves if they, decline Billy Morris to do those particular jobs. That's exactly
But Joe,
why I would do it. Because George says the same thing, and I'm sure the Shanahan's saying the same thing.
But the president of our local has agreed to that.
To lower standards.
Exactly. So who cares about his air committee position? He is shortchanging a lot of members.
He's not preserving and protecting the
exactly
through collective bargaining.
So who cares?
He's in violation of Section 4 objects of the bylaws.
So what are the Freedom Department? What are they going to do?
Well, we're going to give them the necessary information that they need, where they can go contact the Philadelphia Wage and Hour Commission that they have. When there's lost wages, whatever, show them the direct language that's in there and see if they can't get their money back.
Man, that's crazy.
Listen, that's a lot of money for feeders.
It is a lot of money.
And these guys have other issues too as well that's even bigger, which is about the mileage run. They're supposed to get this 70-cent raise, and no one can really figure out how that's going to factor in with the mileage run because it's not specifically stated anywhere. If there's a reason to have a wage scale, this is it.
Exactly.
Right? I have a guy in transition. He's getting a 70-cent increase. That has to translate somehow into the mileage rates, right? It has to. The question is how. And the reason, the thing that I found in there that talks about when you get a certain amount of money, like the COLA raise, says multiply by 0.25, right? Well, the raise is very significant when you do that, 70 cents. It's big, right?
Right.
It's big. It's like 14 cents, 14.5 cents, something like that.
Right.
Right? But it pushes them above the top rate at some point in time, right? And if you use the mileage rate, whatever that they want to do, 0.025, the straight time hourly rate is like $26.50 with that rate too. By the way, it's kind of weird how that works out. Don't get me wrong; they're all making tons of money because they're driving by the mile.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But if you look at it, per mileage per hour or whatever, like the reverse math works out to like 26 something.
Man, that is crazy. I cannot believe he did that, man.
We have to learn from the Ivy Maker situation.
Yeah.
Just because the Eboard says it doesn't make it true. Because they told him his date was not when it was.
Ivory Jenkins had it happen to him. Hooker had it to him.
Yeah.
I'm telling Shanahan to go down with the case now. That's from 2017. 2017, right? It's all about how you calculate the wages and what it states and what the federal law dictates. And the hall has to recognize what is important. Shanahan told me the law takes precedent, right? Now we're going to see what he does. We're going to go work on the case June 25th.
Right.
Everybody got that? June 25th.
June
25th. I'm taking off of work specifically to go talk to Shanahan for the entire day so I can make sure that this gets done and done accurately. And if we got to call an attorney and figure out any other questions, that he goes and does that, because this is a pretty big issue.
It is.
I'm just saying like this. I'm not an attorney, and I know what I've read wage and hour laws. They all say it's pretty confusing when you talk about the Fair Labor Standards Act. So you got to get an attorney to help you. This isn't something that you should be, as a business agent or even a local official, messing around with.
Right.
You need to have
somebody else that expertise,
right? Has expertise in the matter, so you can kind of make sure you get it all right.
Right.
But why is it taking over 2 years? That's my question. Like, come on, 2 years. And I want to know what's going on with the bonus agreement.
Hold it.
It's supposed to be 2. That's over 2 years.
I could have swore he said it was going to arbitration, but it obviously isn't.
He said
it's not going?
I don't know what's going on with it.
I thought
it said a meeting that said it was going to arbitration, right?
Yeah, he said that last year.
So here's another thing too. I brought that issue up with labor when they talked about this particular issue, because we're talking about wage rates and how they get figured out.
What's up, Jackie?
Obviously the bonus rate is the bonus rate, right? And they're probably going to win the case because they won it 4 times over about making sure that no one else gets it but whoever UPS says, right? UPS can do that market rate adjustment, right, as they wish and they please, right? But what they can't do is mispay people. And here's the point. That attendance bonus counts into your regular rate, and the regular rate is what decides what overtime you get paid. That extra $100, right? If you work 40 hours, it's an extra $2 an hour, $2.50, right? You work over that, it starts factored into your overtime rate. So it's a big deal. It changes the rate. It changes the rate
That's
significantly.
right. That's right, Joey.
And the question becomes, is that regular rate how the raises are calculated to on top of that? Because
Right.
if someone's getting an extra $2 an hour into the raise, they weren't making $11 an hour. They were already at $13.
Right.
So now they should be getting the whole $4.15. See what I'm saying?
Right.
The question is, how is the wage calculated? And the IBT, which we hopefully know they probably want to listen to, we know UPS listens, right?
We
know
the
the Hall
Eboard.
listens, right?
Yeah.
We know
The
that.
question is, these are kind of questions you got to ask a wage and hour attorney and see what you can do, right? Because don't go with the same argument that everybody else lost with. Add in extra things that you think you can win too at the same time.
Right.
Show the rest of the country that, hey, this is how you get them to stop that attendance bonus nonsense and give a straight hourly rate that everybody can say, "Yo, this is it."
But here's the thing. Are they interested in winning? That's the question.
Yeah, there you go. There's a question thing, right?
Yeah.
And I told somebody this. I said, I don't think there's so much as that Shanahan's not a bad guy.
What's up,
all
Jalen?
bad guys, right?
Right.
It's about time management and being able to take on a company that will blow you out of the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you can't do the right thing, right? Because that's what they want to do. If you got to hire 10 business agents to take care of UPS, that's what you got to do. You can't have to dictate how many business agents you need to go handle UPS. Let's be for real. Here's another one. What's the other one? That one, tennis bonus? I'll think of it in a second. Oh, part-time air drivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get overtime after 8 hours, right?
Right.
Overtime.
Right.
I think that's exactly the word they use inside there. I didn't think they used premium or anything.
What,
It's
so
just
part-timers get overtime after 8?
Air drivers.
After 8 hours?
After 8 hours. Part-time air drivers get overtime after 8 hours, right? So I told the part-time air driver, I said, listen, our contract calls for you to get paid time and a half after the 5th hour. It is not overtime to go over 40 hours. That's a premium that UPS is paying for you working beyond the 5th hour. It changes the way the argument holds, right? UPS says, oh no, we're only paying this. No, wait. These are the rates you negotiate. Our part-time employees here get paid time and a half after the 5th hour on their assigned shift. That's what happens. That's a premium. It's not overtime. And the case needs to get taken. There's a major money to be made. As a matter of fact, really what comes into it, if UPS had to pay time and a half, right, on what an air driver makes, which is like $27 an hour, right, they're more likely to make these guys full-time. You understand?
Right.
Because they'll never want to go full-time.
Exactly. Why would you?
Why would you go full-time?
Right.
You're making $27 an hour, getting time and a half. I'm going to go full-time, though, and make a couple dollars more?
Right.
It ain't going to happen.
Right.
No one in their right mind is going to give that up. Not for any pension, not anything. Because after 25 hours, you're all going to get time and a half?
Right.
I'm saying I'm going to go get it.
Right.
But the problem to me is there is plenty of opportunity for people to be full-time. When you're doing doubles on every shift.
I'm glad you said that.
I know you're doing doubles at the airport. They're doing doubles on every single shift.
Right.
This is here we go, right? Just so everybody understands this one. UPS said there's so many different classifications that we have to take this extra time to make sure we manually calculate the rates correctly, right? Well, if I pull a full-time day or I'm placing a full-time employee, I work in that full-time classification, right? Everybody can say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Or I'm making a full-time day. Is UPS going to make that calculation and put that adjustment in the retro check?
No.
Can anybody even dictate what happens? Because you don't know at the end of the day to say, oh well, I'm still part-time. I'm just doing a double.
Right.
Right?
But if you're
Where
doing
is the
doubles for that long,
clarity on that situation?
if you're doing doubles for that long, that should be a full-time job.
It's funny
And
you
I actually
said that.
brought that up to Shanahan. I brought up to Shanahan.
30 days and 90.
But I brought it up because we had an employee from the day side do doubles from like the end of September through Christmas every day. And I said, Joni, if they do a double for 30 straight days, 30 days within that 90-day period, they should be full-time. That job should go off a bid.
Right.
Okay, now.
Here's the answer. Shanahan said they're allowed to do doubles. I'm not saying they're not allowed to do doubles.
No one's saying they're not supposed to.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what that's
What I'm saying is 30 days and a 90-day period. That's what I'm saying.
Post a job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Post a job.
That's what I'm saying.
It's file agreements post job. Because I'll tell you like this, Clarence, right? Because you know, I asked for this particular information from Shanahan. I still have not received it. On the 25th, if I don't get it, I will be making some bigger issues and headway about this particular issue because this is ridiculous now, right? There's a grievance filed many eons ago, right? I want to say prior to 1993, from my understanding, right? On a preload, they had guys work 30 days, right? 30 full-time days. 4 of them, they filed the grievance. The grievance went to panel. The arbitrator said UPS had to post 4 full-time jobs. They just didn't have to post it on the preload. Why? Beats the heck out of me, because that's the center where it occurred at, right?
Right.
But that's why there's 4 full-time shifting jobs down at the airport, because they're the 4 jobs that they got.
Yeah, I remember
she
asked me tonight, this lady upstairs, she said, hey, Hooker, there's a few people been working doubles for 4 months.
4 months?
4 months. And she wants to know, why aren't they full-time bids come up yet? Wow. I said, you need to call the hall and ask them.
And the bigger problem is, what rate do you make the job at? Because if these jobs occur now, you're doing it before they're supposed to make jobs August 1st. What rate or what position are you going to file the grievance under to make what position? Is it Article 22.2, Article 22.3, or 22.4?
Exactly.
Right? What's going to happen?
You know what? To be smart, they'll you know what?
That's what they'll do. Would go for whatever
22,
lowest,
and they'll do the 22.4.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
22.2.
Right.
Oh, wait.
They ain't going to do 22.2, right?
Hold it. And that's not addition to whatever else we got to make. We got to put 22.4 in it. Right. Listen, come on, man.
That's what they would do.
You need a super lawyer ready to go.
That's what they would do.
I'm going to tell you what they'll do, though. They'll spin it around, and they'll say, oh, these guys trying to stop y'all from doing doubles.
Exactly.
And that's not the case.
It's not
we want people to get full-time jobs.
Some of these guys have low seniority that are doing this particular kind of work, right? If a true union nips it in the bud early and gets the job posted, you're not having guys wait 17 years for full-time, right? You're putting a necessary amount of 500 or 600 full-time positions that should be down at the airport today, because there's got to be cover jobs to cover when people go on vacation, out sick, do whatever. You know what I mean? Right. There are positions available. That's just the point. Enough's enough, right? Enough's enough.
All right, I got this thing for the station identification. All right, good people. We getting ready to do the station identification. This is WOAM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another edition of the 623 Lives Matter radio show. We hope you're enjoying it. Don't forget to make sure you go to the website spcr.org and make a donation. No amount is too big or too small. If you like this show, donate. We know you do. We hear about it. You tell us. Well, it's time to donate so we can keep the show going. All right. Don't forget, we'll be right back after the word from our sponsor. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It should be the full-time jobs should be posted.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that you gotta wait 17, 18
First of
years.
all, that you are a shop steward, and you know if you filed a grievance, first of all, like you said, you will get retaliated against, because now all of a sudden they'll look at you as being the person saying, oh, you're the reason why I can't get this money, right? Even though I'm cutting other people out who have more seniority than me, who've been waiting all these years, right? I'm cutting at the high guy. The high guy's mad. Now what do we do? Well, it's political when they don't pursue these grievances.
But the thing is, seniority is supposed to mean something. It's supposed to mean something. The whole purpose of being in a union job, seniority has to mean something.
Hey, appreciate you, Joy, man. Hey, you keep fighting down there, man. Next time I come home, we're going to have to hook up to get some Bojangles.
He said seniority has to mean something. But now, it kind of seems like...
All right, good people, we back. We're back. Thank you for listening to WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. Giving you another edition of the 623 Lives Matter radio show. Before you guys go back into it, I was talking about the ATM committee and how we could use that to bridge that gap and repair that relationship between the members and the leadership. Because the only way we're going to beat all these issues that we got going on, especially against the company, we're going to have to close that gap. We're going to have to repair that relationship, because we're going to need the members to fight, and they're going to need us to fight. The way it is right now, we're never going to win against the company. That's why we haven't won. That's why your grievances sit for over a year. That's why full-time jobs that don't get posted and embedded on.
Now look,
you know
just
what I'm
positive, just saying, right?
Right.
Grievance check 1.
Drop
Don't worry about it. There's more coming later. Grievance check 2.
Right.
Now, this is what happens when we all work together, right?
Exactly.
I want to give a shout out to Mr. Trainer and Mr. Shanahan because we got that I-Spot grievance settled.
Right.
A lot of people got paid in the process, right?
Right.
The process does work when you act and work together.
Yes.
When you work apart from each other and you're not trying to fix or correct something, then the process breaks down and people get mad and they get frustrated, right? People who are senior, who want to be active, who want to be involved, like Izzy says, right? Where are my people that are involved? We're active. Well, they're busy getting screwed over, Izzy. That's why no one wants to come in and participate.
Exactly.
Because no one's going to sit here and say, why am I participating when if I go bring something to you, you're going to spin it around on me?
7 grievances.
Yeah.
My 5 grievances.
Yes, right.
Right.
So and now we're shop stewards. We know how to handle ourselves. What about for the member who don't? What about for the member who?
What about the person that they don't go and they say, hey, listen, here's a collective bargaining. Here's where you can download it.
Exactly.
Here's where you can take a look at it. Here's how you need to learn it, right? Listen to it on your way into work with your phones that you all got, because they got the speak versions on the phone now.
Right.
So you don't have to physically read. You can just listen to it on your phone while you're going to and from work. So you spend what? A week or two, and next thing you know, you got the whole thing memorized or whatever, or you heard it enough where you can you say, hey, listen, I heard something here. It was in this article here, maybe whatever. I can search it out because I got it on a PDF and I can search it real fast on my phone.
Right.
That is the key.
But it goes back to what I said earlier. They don't want us being educated. That's as simple as that. They don't want us educated. They don't want us knowing anything except what they tell us. That's what they want. They want to tell us what we know.
Here's the theory, right? When the member is uneducated and the union rep, along with the shop steward or whatever, gets them something, they look like the hero, right? It keeps the people who they want in office, right? And the other people out who say, hey, well, this is how it works. This is what's going on. This is, I can show you what it reads. I can show you what the idea is that I have. Do you agree with what I said it is? And I've seen this a million times over down Oregon Avenue. They'll ask me. They'll ask somebody else.
Yep.
Right? Then they'll come back and say, oh, so-and-so said this. Not once did they read the contract. Not once did they think about what was said. They'll just take the guy's word for it. You know why? Because they're the union rep.
Exactly.
And that is the bigger issue. That's where education comes in.
Exactly.
Tenfold, right? Because you can't have people constantly misrepresenting what's going on. You want people to enforce what we got, so when it comes issue time to go make a stand for something, UPS knows that everybody wanted that and wants better. Right? Not everything has to be about money. Really, sometimes it's just about working conditions and job preference. Right?
Exactly.
Because everybody's getting older.
Right.
Like Clash brings.
Right.
Like you guys bring.
Right.
Listen, you want me to get hurt? Or you want me to have job preference where we can get the jobs and we can have to go down seniority order and we can make sure that we're trying to accommodate people as best as possible. Right?
Oh. No, job preference is two things. It makes the employees happy and it makes seniority mean something.
Right.
So like if you can bid on a certain job, you've been there for a certain amount of years, and plus it also cross trains employees to do other jobs, whereas though the workforce is more together.
Listen, some people fight over the
now, like you guys speaking about education. Now, last night, remember that call I got about the lady about meeting in front of C4?
Oh yeah.
So I had a hearing with her. She wanted to give 4 people warning letters, right? Now the members were they were wrong, right? But she didn't follow procedure. She wanted to go right to warning letter and all this stuff. I said, hey, you gotta give them a talk with.
Yeah, talk with.
Well, that's not in the contract, but I said, but it's past practice. You guys agreed to
Hold
it.
it.
But this is what I got her at. Now on their new apparatuses they use to tell us everything.
Yeah.
On there, if you look at it, it has verbal, warning, so and so. So I said, listen.
Did you screenshot that?
No, I didn't screenshot it because they have it on. So I said, listen. By you guys having that on your apparatus, you guys spent money to put that on there.
On there because you recognize it's the process.
Exactly. I said, so you recognize that this is a practice that we've been participating in. So this is what you had to follow. Oh, no, okay. So she gave him a verbal.
Listen.
And I want to tell people that, hey, listen, you past practices and things that the union and the company, have agreed upon, you got to use that to your advantage. That's a part of education. So whenever you guys out there, they want to go straight to a warning or a 1 day, they have to follow progressive discipline.
Let me tell you something on that. I'm gonna tell you what Shanahan's want to say, because I already said it. I already dealt with that same issue with him. The issue is the contract doesn't say they had to give a verbal, but it does go by past practice.
Right.
Past practice is verbal warning letter, 1 day, 3 day, 5 day.
Right.
Shanahan says because verbal is not in the contract, they don't have to give you a verbal.
Well, then it's
That's
not
what
just
he said.
cause.
Right? Exactly.
Just cause is what it's about.
Right.
You have to have just cause of discipline. You have to let me know first that I made a mistake so I
Right.
can correct the behavior.
Right.
If I missheet a package, if I missort or do whatever, you got to tell me, hey, listen, we have a misload problem here. We're going to try to get it corrected.
Right.
We now saw that you scanned a package and walked in the wrong truck, and then you did, put it in the wrong load, right?
And that's what the verbal is
Tracking,
for.
right?
Right.
That's what the verbal's for, right? But there's a percentage where you can still mess up and be okay. Right?
It is.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. So, that being said, when I first came here, the language hasn't changed since I came here in '93.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
bad.
hold it.
That's
It was
bad, too.
talk with, center level, warning letter, 1 day, 3 day, 5 day. How come members are taking 30-day suspensions? And I will give you a great case of this, right? Which is even the best case I've ever seen. Joe Zaremba, right?
Right.
Joe Zaremba was a business agent. Went to a meeting down in Atlantic City. Took something off the table. Not on UPS's time, on the union's time. Comes back. UPS fires him. Fires him for something that didn't happen at work. Remember that. Did not happen at work. UPS wasn't charging him or paying him to go to that meeting.
Right.
Because if it was, there's a bigger issue, right? Fired him. They went to panel. He got his job back, but he took a suspension for X amount of days. I want to say it was 60 days. Right?
God, jeez.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? How do you suspend somebody for 60 days or hold them accountable and say, oh, wait, you're not going to get paid for 60 days, but you get to have your job back? Where's the 1, 3, 5 day process? Where's the warning letter or the talk with?
Right.
Because obviously you got your job back. But second, it's not on UPS's clock.
How you get fired out on the clock? That don't make
Listen,
sense.
I'm telling you.
Well, you see what they try to do me and you that
time?
time. They try to fire us off the clock. Yeah. That's the UPS like
But the thing is, we
always
bought
say.
that, and all that stuff got thrown out.
I know, man.
But that's
This is sad. We're in a sad situation. Don't forget, guys, 15 weeks. 15 weeks. That's all we got left. I was telling, when you guys came, I was telling the guys about, filling out our team. And I was telling them, hey, moving forward, we're going to be out there this Friday for the Father's Day celebration. We want you guys to come on out, get some water ice and some pretzels, get some flyers. Come out there, talk with us, ask us, tell us what you expect from us. Ask us some questions about what you want, what you want to see from us. This is going to be a union. We just want to represent you guys. But you guys got to give us a chance. What's happening now is not working. And like I've been saying, if you want better, you got to vote better. That's just the bottom line.
Here's a great one, guys. A seniority issue, right?
Yeah.
The guy, and I think I brought this up, and I might have passed the flyers after you guys to kind of read in advance and take a look at, right? Because I wanted to go publish this, right? The guy worked in June or July, right? Covered a driver for his vacations in August. They turn around in September or whatever, and they tell the driver, hold it. You weren't hired as a regular driver. You were hired as a utility driver, even though that's what they told him. So once the seniority get corrected, I said, well, file grievance when they publish the seniority list and get it corrected, right? Mm-hmm. Let the company prove that you did the 3 things that are covered for utility drivers: vacations, workers' comp, or disability. Let them document every day you were out on a trip, right, that you actually did that. Because if you work 1 day as a package car driver, doesn't that start the progression process?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is that the whole key? Not in the progression process, but the progression to seniority.
Right.
Because that's what the process is. right? How can you all of a sudden kind of manipulate what goes on? And now, when they have this multiple classification language for the time card viewer, right? Because this is another big issue, right?
Yeah.
There's multiple classifications people work in a day. Just like you said, guys could be working full time, but they're still getting marked off as part time. We know that this exists, right? Because there's full time classifications, part time classifications. The preload has it, right?
Right.
The Midnight Hub down Oregon Avenue doesn't have it. I think the Twilight doesn't have it.
No, I
right?
think only preload has the time.
So, why isn't that around the thing? I wrote Shanahan a grievance. You shoot about that and say, yo, can I file a grievance on this? I haven't heard back. Right? You might take a little time to think this one out because this is a little more detail that's got to go into it, right? I get that. I'm okay with that because what's happening today is happening tomorrow, it's happening the next day. There's not going to be a timeliness issue where it's got to be, put it in today kind of deal, right?
Okay. Second, Joey mentioned and stuff.
Yes, it does. Quarterly, correct. The question is, how many people go in and correct the seniorities? How many people are going to take a look at it? I've seen members go take a look at it. I filed a grievance to get the ones, the Twilight and the Midnight Hub done. Still waiting, and it's going to be about 3 weeks by the end of this week.
You know,
so
at the airport,
my good
like
friend, right? Yeah. My good friend who's acting shop steward at the moment. When I see him tonight, when I get in there, right? I didn't see him today. I'll see him tomorrow, hopefully, and ask him what's going on, and we'll find out as to the length of what's going on. Because if Pat Milligan wants to come around all of a sudden magically and look around and see what's going on, after a grievance gets filed, I'm going to have to say someone's retaliating. Because the last time he was there, he got upset, and I seen the suit's working. He's coming in trying to fire me and trading it off for a supervisor's working grievance with the shop steward. So, when you're listening to this, UPS, take notes of that too, right? Because I will not forget that. Not. You know what I mean? Just like I had to tell Joe M. If your soups are working every day, you don't see me filing, don't worry. I see him. So don't sit there and act like I'm a jerk.
Right, exactly.
Or upset when a grievance comes. Because you should recognize, hey, wait a minute. He didn't file for months. And now all of a sudden he's filed.
That's what kills me.
And you act like I'm being a bad guy.
Like, we're a bad guy. You've been robbing me for 100 years.
Yeah.
I put a grievance in because it's just so bad now. And now you went all hooked, man. What you doing? I thought we could. No.
I should say this. After I had a conversation with Joe M., the behavior has calmed down a little bit. It is not as blatant as it was. So I will say that Joe just made some kind of effort to kind of correct it a little bit.
Wow.
Not 100%, but there's been improvement on it, without a doubt.
Well, that's kind of what I told the labor manager. Now, this guy got mad because I won a penalty because my grievance check was 3 days late. And I went to the BA, and his answer was, you sure you want to do that? I said, yeah. So we in the hearing. Actually, it wasn't even a hearing. It was a talk to. He wanted to talk to me about it. Me, the BA, and the labor guy. So I explained to him why I want the penalty. It was late. Contract says you late, I get paid. Simple as that. So right now, you owe me this. He says, well, you know, you're going to, I'm new. We got a new relationship and all this other stuff. And I told him, look, for every one grievance I put in, I could put in 10.
You put 100 in.
So he's like, oh, well, we're going to do everything black and white now. I said, look, if you want to do that, it's going to, that's what he said.
Cameron?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said from now on.
Because when I go into hearing time, because I'll be in there within another couple months somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to go down and we'll talk to Cameron and say, listen, you want everything black and white, I heard. I'm just saying. That's what he said. I'm just saying. You want everything black and white.
Right.
So
let's go piece this out together, right? Because, like, you know, we can talk, right? My grievance was submitted. I did what I was supposed to do. And then you tell me the grievance wasn't done right because of a bona fide error, or maybe the manager is mad, didn't take the grievance from the shop steward, whatever the case may be. It's not me, the grievance fault, is it?
No, it's not.
But that's
you know
what he said.
Well, the one grievance I had sat for, I don't know, let's say 9 months or so, something crazy, right? I said, no one's challenged this within 9 months. I said, not to knock it. I said, so you better come up with a number, and then, you know, I'll take with, you know, we'll talk about what's a fair number. The number was not totally fair by no means, but,
Right.
you know, listen, we get it off the books, move on, because we got other stuff to move on to. You know, when I come after work and I got to stay till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a problem.
Yes.
Because I ain't getting paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could come sit there on my own time and wait till 2 o'clock in the morning to go get this stuff done, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, we had to come in like hour and a half early one time.
Yeah.
Then we had to stay like an hour late the next time.
Right.
And I told him, like, he actually got mad, packed the stuff up, walked out. So everything's gonna be black and white now. So, all right. So like I told him, for every one grievance I put in, I can put in 10. If that's the way he want to be. And I mean, that's the way this company is. They violate the contract. You call them on it. Now you're wrong for calling them on what they did wrong.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
We're all part of 10G Club. That's all. 10G Club. Can we get 10 Gs before December 31st? Right. I know I can.
Right.
I guarantee you I can. I will guarantee it. Every day the suits work. Every day they have a particular pattern, something they do. Every day on a preload, there's a certain time where they have panic button hits between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, and they do it till cleanup, and they do all different kind of stuff. Let alone what they've always done is they try to clean up the loose packages with supervisors in the day and send everybody home instead of having someone stick around and take care of that. You know what I mean? Which is a bigger issue for me because, you know, being full time, I don't care if a part time or they assign that work to them and do it. But if you start giving the guy lunch and you start, you know, working them every day 6 and 7 hours, make them full time.
Right.
Make them full time because, you know, enough's enough. Give him the full time status where I can't really complain because after 3.5, you guys got his guaranteed. Now you're getting him extra work, which is above and beyond his job assignment, right? That's what it comes down to.
You know what? That's why you're here. I want you to clear this up, man, because guy came up to me tonight, said he's PHL, the older guy. He says, "Oh, I'm hearing Expo is filing grievances against the members." So I said, no, that's not what's happening. So just tell the people, man.
Listen, first of all,
I have no idea.
Anybody wants to clarify, right? Post whatever you want on Facebook.
Right.
Get the grievance number.
But he's not on Facebook. The older guy.
I don't care I don't care who it is. My number is 484-343-6755. Call me with the grievance number. I'll look it up because I got them in my book, okay? And we can see which one you're talking about. Because last time I checked, I filed against UPS for violating me, right? If another member happens to be involved in this particular situation, is it the member's fault or is it UPS's fault for putting them in the way? I put 26 years in here. I tried to get to the preload for 2 specific reasons, right? One, the lunchtime protection rule from supervisors working, right? Yep. So I could get paid,
job
right?
preference.
So I could get that extra hour overtime every day, right? Mm-hmm. 2, job preference bidding. That's it. If it wasn't for those 2 things, I would have stayed out there sweeping trailers and working at twilight. Right. Because there's no advantage to going to the preload working overnight for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The extra money ain't worth the hassle.
Right.
Because I see who's getting the hours now, and believe me, it's the twilight/midnight's getting hours after
I know.
too.
I know.
Because they've had times where they're starting at 4 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Oh, they starting that early?
Yeah, it's bad over there, man.
Listen, I got news for you. There's some early start times that would shock you. I'll send you the picture when they put the posted times on the door. So they post the times on the door. Listen, during Christmas time, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's people in our store that were working like the preload shift because they start that too, like really early, that twilight preload shift, where it's become like a full-time shift for people during Christmas time. And that's really my bigger complaint. You can't have people be part-time and then all of a sudden give them a full-time shift during Christmas time and not pay them full-time money. You know what I mean? Right. That's a big difference in money for someone who's just starting out. And most of the people here, let's be honest, are at the low end of the scale, right? Low end of the scale. More people will make out with that move than will win. It's a fact, right? Because the majority of membership has 5 years or less. That's a fact.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah. So Joe, we got 10 minutes left, right? And I guess in your words, tell the members why they should vote for us come in 15 weeks.
I think we have a plan to be transparent.
Yeah.
I think we have a plan to ensure that jobs are being posted around the building so everybody kind of knows what goes on, right? As part of the transparency plan.
Yes.
I think that we all here have a same view on what the contract holds for the membership. I don't think that we differ that much on little ins and outs of stuff, right?
Right.
There might be something where there's actually gray language and we gotta talk it out.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part we all see it the kind of same way. And that's why I'm running with you guys, because that's very important to me.
Right.
I wouldn't want to sit there and have a problem where you're like, oh wait, hold it, this doesn't read that way, or this doesn't read this way. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you make a valid point, let's go with it. Let's try to win it.
Right.
There's no harm in trying to win.
Exactly.
There's only failure and loss. You know what I mean?
Really you're right about that.
You know what I mean?
Like
we fail, we don't try. That's
exactly. Right. Exactly.
Like I've said before, like we have different personalities, but we come together for the common goal, which is the membership. We always come together for the best interest of the members.
You know, like just for instance, like the retirement picture. We all have different views on what should go on with the retirement picture, but it needs to be talked out. I think together as a group, we need to educate ourselves a little more as to find out exactly what could be done or necessary. I think everybody should give us a shot just based on that, because let me tell you the truth, $26,000 a year plus, right, is what this is going to turn out to be.
Right.
And you're only getting $120 accrual benefit with no idea when it's going to get bumped back up to being normal. And quite honestly, I can't see that happening, because the amount of debt that you will accumulate very quickly is significant, and you need the funds to cover the debt. Otherwise, you go into the red.
Yeah.
You're right back where you started at,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
So you really can't do nothing until the fund gets to 100%, and that ain't going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because the system's broke.
All right. Well, Clarence,
the system's broke.
what you got, Clarence? Why should people vote for us, man?
I'm gonna tell you why. Exactly like Expo said, we have different ideas and one common goal, which is the membership. But the biggest thing that we have, that we talk about all, we have fight. Every last one of these members on this slate has fight. We know Expo fights. We know we fight. We go in this building every day and we fight for the membership. And I'll tell everybody before, to be a shop steward, you have to have the heart. If you don't have the heart to do it, you're not going to be that good. And all of us have the heart to be on the executive board. Yeah. That's the biggest reason. We have the heart, we have the fight, and we have the will. And we have the know-how. And as long as you have, that's half the battle. The fight and the will is half the battle. And we have that. Yeah. We have a good group of guys. So they should put us in, because they know with us, you'll have a transparent group. We'll tell you everything we know. We'll let you know. And if there's a fight that has to happen, we're going to take on that fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's the big issue for me, right? When the hall tells you something, they don't articulate why they feel as though you can't do it. Right. The question, the answer, reply to mouth, UPS won't go for that. That tells me that I'm right in my opinion.
Exactly.
But UPS, I don't want to fight UPS on that one.
Right.
Right? Yeah. What someone told me, don't fight a case if it's an individual thing. Try to fight it as a group. But the reality is that most people file grievances because they've been violated. Exactly. And they expect you to represent them as an individual. Right. To protect what they have and what they earn, not to let it go by the wayside, because there's not 50 guys filing the same grievance across the board. That's a problem. Right. To me, that's a problem. Because I think there's an expectation by your union representation to protect what you got.
That shows that you don't have the strength to stand up and fight for that particular. So basically, you need everybody for you to stand up and fight. You can't stand, and that's one thing. Another thing that we have, we all are not afraid to stand up and fight when we have to, whether it's alone, whether it's together. Yeah. We all have that heart to stand up. And if you don't have the heart to stand up without a whole army behind you, then you don't need to be in that position. And that's Shanahan. Shanahan cannot get up and go against UPS. Like I said, I've heard the same thing. Oh, they won't go for that. I don't care what they go for.
Especially if it's in the book.
If I'm right, I'm right.
If it's in the book, man, I don't want to hear that. I really don't. That bothers me, man.
I went into a hearing before I went to the hearing. Well, UPS ain't going to go for that.
Exactly.
You ain't even go in there yet.
And the thing about it is, like I said, all of us here know how to handle ourselves. That doesn't faze us. But to a person
No, it phases me. I'll tell you right now, it phases me.
No, I'm talking about to the point where
it pisses me off too.
I'm talking about to the point where you might not want to do it again. You have some members in here that say, "Man, then I'm not even going to fight." If my official's saying that,
Listen,
then I might just leave it alone.
I tell everybody, I said, listen, UPS might do stuff. They might not want to do these other things that I want to go file grievances about, right? But they got to pay supervisors working grievances. So let's go put this in perspective.
Right.
If you don't want to do this, I'm going to do this, right? Because this is what I got. This is the recourse. This is what my haul is willing to go after instead of other things that make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Making sure my lunch is paid. Making sure I'm not displaced by other employees. You know what I mean? Right. Those little things are big. They're huge. Right. You know, when I was down at the airport, I got really ticked off all the time because what would happen is you'd come back from lunch, right? And like, say, 11 o'clock, and they'd put us up in a sort aisle. Not a big deal, right? Because you're in a sort aisle. They have room to flex around. But what happens is there's guys going over the PD wall, right? So they have to come in, and then the PD wall would start up earlier, right? So they have to come in and knock the guy over the pick off. But they should have been over there at the pick off job they assigned them to in the first place. So, yo, we got to buy your lunch because we got to start this time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the easy money in the mix.
Well, we're going to get ready to close, but before we go, I want to tell everybody why they should vote for us. There is a plan for the present and the future, and we already shown you that the bylaw amendment shows you for the plan for now and for the future, because that will always be in place. These committees that we are going to start, that's a plan for now and it's a plan for the future. The only way we can ever win against the company, we have to fix the plan now and make sure it's preserved in the future. We can sit here and talk all day, but if we don't get our members on the leadership side, we're never going to win against the company. It's just not going to happen. So if you guys want to win, you're going to have to put us in October, November, because I know you guys are tired of losing. I know I am. Tired of the bad contracts, tired of there's no enthusiasm about unionism from that board. It's just a job, and it's not a job. That is not it's not just a job. When you hold people's livelihoods in your hand, it's more than a job. It's more than a job. You gotta have passion. You gotta have compassion for the people and their families. You gotta have the know-how, and you have to create relationships with those people that you care about, because it's more than just a job. It's more than a job. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to vote for us, because we're going to do the job. We've been paying to do the job, and we want you guys to benefit from us doing the job. The company knows that if we get in, there's going to be they're going to have a lot of problems. They know there's not going to be business as usual. They know that. Trust me, they know it. I hear from them. They tell, hey, listen, Hooker, we know what you guys are going to do. That's why we like you guys fighting each other. That's why we hope you guys don't vote, because we know.
Listen, the best is when the supervisors go like this.
They know.
No, I didn't touch nothing. I just
nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So asked me to help out. I said, listen, this ain't about that.
Right.
I could have came in. You know, there's always going to be somebody helping at the end of the day.
Right.
Someone wants something. Someone's going to leave early. Let me come in and work for lunch. I told them a million times. I go pull bins. I don't care. I'm here to make money. All
right, good people. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for listening. This is another edition of the 63 Lives Matter radio show on WOM 92.9. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to go to spcr.org and donate. It doesn't matter how big or how small. We just want you guys to make sure you donate. Don't forget, 15 weeks. That's all we got. Don't worry about anybody else running. Don't worry about this and that. If you guys really want us to win, then you're going to have to vote. And remember, if you want better, you're going to have to vote better. All right? We love you guys. 623 Lives Matter. We out. Ooh. What is happening right here?
You get a chance to talk to Jesse? Because man, we did this thing, we really got to settle.
Yeah, I'm hold on a minute.